I'm Arran, and today I'm reviewing a 2-pack from Power Rangers in Space. It's Andros, or if you go by his real name, Christopher Kamen Lee. He was a great guy. And Astronema, which again, as you know from Power Rangers in Space, she's the main baddie, and she's also Andros's sister, Astronema / Arran. But yeah, she's his sister. There's a thing about this is if you go on to Tracy Lynn Cruz's Facebook page, who played Ashley from In Space, she has a thing in her description on her Facebook page saying that Power Rangers in Space was the season that saved the franchise. Power Rangers in Space was officially supposed to be the last ever season of Power Rangers, but people love Power Rangers in Space so much they thought, screw it, Power Rangers in Space has gone down too well, we're gonna keep filming Power Rangers. She's really great. I've met her. She did the morph sequence at Liverpool 2019 for me. And anyway, back onto the figures. But yeah, this is Andros and Astronema. Love the box art. It's got Andros here and Astronema there. Show you the side. It's got Andros on the side there, Arran or Astronema on this side. The front, it's got their faces. I really like the colour of the hair and stuff, and the body armor is great as well. The only downside I would say to the body armor is one, it majorly restricts her movement, articulation. Still gives her articulation, but it majorly restricts it. And two, it should be kind of a metallic silver, because if you've seen on the show when she's in this, this is what she calls her battle armor, but when you see her in it on the show, it's bright metallic silver. And even I've seen her at PMCs in this suit, and that looks, maybe not with the armour actually, but the stuff that is on her suit, it's definitely bright silver. She has the purple wing and probably a couple of other wings. So yeah, I recommend if you go and when you eventually go to conventions again, in fact, I recommend you go and meet her and Christopher Kamen Lee. Her Astronema's real name is Melody Perkins, who is really nice, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had the hots for her when I was younger. And I kind of still do, to be honest. But anyway, let's take them out of the box and have a look at them, shall we? Here they are out of the box. First off, I will say there's not as many accessories as you would normally get in figures, specifically 2 packs. Excuse me. I'm going to start with Andros first, I think. I will warn you that before I actually go on to Andros, that she is a right pain in the butt to stand up. So she does fall over quite a lot, so be prepared. It might even be best if you're going to pose her to use a stand. Anyway, on to Andros. I absolutely love the design on his helmet. Looks fantastic. One thing I wish they had done, which unfortunately I haven't, is on the show they have, on certain scenes, they have like computers programmed into their helmets that pop up in the black bits here. But unfortunately they didn't do that. I love the helmet, it looks fantastic. Here's the back of it. Basically it's a pretty regular helmet, but slightly different. It's got the colours on the front of his chest here, which again look fantastic. Perfect colours. It's got the yellow kind of band thing round his neck there. Cuffs and the gloves and that are just plain white, because if you look at Power Rangers in Space, they had no pattern on them at all. And again, here it is on the other side. And I'll give you a behind view. And no, I'm not being rude. And you see the belt buckle on the belt there, which is very screen accurate actually to the one the one on the show. And here's a fun fact. I've actually seen the one that was used on the show on display at Power Morphicon in a display cabinet. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of it. I wish I had, because it was pretty amazing. Here's the holster. Looks fantastic. Again, he only has one gun on this, so he's only got one holster. And here's a view from the back. Here's the kind of white pattern on his back. And now, I love the helmet, and I love the actual figure. So let's move on to Arran now, or Astronema. I'm going to stand him there for a minute. Again, she looks absolutely amazing. I just wish they'd done her armour more silver than what that looks, and I wish they'd made it a bit more flexible as well. So it moves so you can do a lot more movability on her. Her arms do move, but they don't go crazy like the other ones do. Again, the armour looks fantastic, just like it does on the show, just in grey, which is not a good representation of the one on the show. And I always think, you guys might laugh at this, I always think these bits on her cuffs kind of look like shark fins. And you see the little thing around her hip there, or her thigh. That's to hold her boomerang weapon, which I'll show you in a bit. She's mainly just a black figure, just with armour on and a head with purple hair. Now, I've heard mixed feelings of people don't think that looks like her and stuff, but I personally think it does. Now, if you watched PMC online, she was in a panel, and actually this was her first ever figure. So yeah, I love the purple hair. Let you in on a little secret I found out. They are releasing another 2-pack, but they are releasing a 2-pack of her and ECLIPTOR. And I know that because I've seen an exclusive picture of it from Arran. So yeah, I can't wait for that 2-pack either. Now, onto the accessories. This is Corrone's Astronema staff. Keep calling Corrone out of habit. Which is great representation of it. Which I kind of like the top bit because it's got her symbol on it, and it's almost, tell me if you guys think this, it's almost see-through as well. But yeah, here's the main pole of it, which I've said this a lot in my videos recently. I do not like the colour of, because it's that grey plastic again. It should be silver. Yeah, here's the staff. Looks fantastic. Again, here's the boomerang that goes on her hip or her thigh. Now, I really hate this because it's very thin, flimsy plastic. It's one of my major gripes with this. Despite the fact that it's grey, it's really thin, and I hate the way it's so thin because it feels like it will break. surprisingly though, it does have some good detail on it of the one that was used on the show. But it has its downsides, like I just said, and she can hold this as well. Obviously she can't throw it like she does on the show, but she can hold it. Anyway, next one is her two hands, which again are not easy to pick up. Here's a fist hand of hers, which is black like it should be. In fact, I think she might have two fist hands. Yeah. And then the ones that are on her are the weapon holding hands. Because obviously she has some on her. And this is her effects piece that can go on the end of her staff. Now, I'm gonna let you in on something on here. It's quite flimsy, and just be careful with it because you could break it. In fact, if you do break these, they will be a absolute pain in the arse to glue together, back together. But yeah, it's great for posing this, and I might do an animation with her at some point. I'm still trying to think how I'm going to do that, but I am planning on trying to do one with her. So, anyway, that's it for her, so on to Andros. Show you his head first. This is Andros' head, which, Christopher Gaiman Lee, who played Andros, which I think looks exactly like him, looks fantastic, with the blonde highlights. And don't hate me for saying this, Christopher Gaiman Lee, that this is typical 90s and 80s hairstyle. But yeah, looks just like him, looks fantastic, and yeah, I absolutely love this hair, this head. And again, I'll give you a good look at his hair, which again is typical 80s and 90s. Here they have his spiral saber, which I think actually looks fantastic. Could have done with a bit of silver paint, but that's easy enough to fix. Again, this is actually quite strong because of how it's made. I really like this weapon. It's actually been one of my favourites. He actually has one of these. Yeah, it's actually very strong, very well made, and it's not sharp on the top like they normally are. Here are his hands. One's a fist hand, which looks as though he's about to clobber someone basically with this hand. And this is the posing one of the pose they do. So yeah, I think this is fantastic. And his last weapon I'm going to show you is his Astro Blaster, which again looks absolutely amazing. Paint on it is really good. The only thing I don't like is this little see-through plastic thing that's on top of it, which should actually be silver. So yeah, let's have a look at them both with the accessories on, shall we? Here they are in the pose with the accessories in their hands, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I will say, to pose these two is an absolute shit, pardon my French. I just warn you that if you want to do this pose, you are going to want to use a couple of stands. I am going to use the stands, but that's it for now. Bye bye and thanks for watching.
Fire the rocket, save the future.